Hello, fragile creatures. Tonight's story looks like a normal high school drama. Good grades, cute moments, best friends, small town. The kind of place your parents point at and say, "See, safe." And yet, one blurry security clip would expose the truth hiding in plain sight. A 16-year-old girl willingly climbing into a car in the middle of the night with the two people she trusted most. She thought she was heading out for a harmless late-night hangout with her best friends. But what she didn't know, they took her out there to make sure she never came back. It all begins in Morgantown, West Virginia, a buzzing college town where football, families, and late-night diners paint the illusion that nothing truly bad ever happens. And in the middle of it lived 16-year-old Skylar Neese, straight-A student, hard-working Wendy's employee. Funny, social, surrounded by friends, the kind of kid teachers loved and parents trusted instantly. Her parents, Mary and Dave, adored her. She was their only child, their whole world. The kind of teenager any parent would brag about, and any psycho would quietly envy. Skylar's world revolved around two girls, Sheila and Rachel. They weren't just friends. They were inseparable. Sleepovers, selfies, inside jokes. The kind of trio everyone at school knew. But beneath the matching outfits and shared secrets, something darker was brewing. Sheila was the loud one, confident, magnetic, the kind of girl who could talk her way into, or out of, anything. People followed her without questioning why. Rachel was quieter, polite, church-going, the good girl who rarely broke rules, unless Sheila broke them first. And Skylar? She was the balance between them, until suddenly she wasn't. Little by little, the dynamic shifted. Plans without her, inside jokes she wasn't part of, whispers that stopped when she walked into the room. To everyone else, it just looked like normal teenage drama, but to Skylar, the shift felt cold, sharp, wrong. Some friendships fade, others rot. And these two. They didn't want distance from Skylar. They wanted silence. July 5th, 2012. Skylar finished her late shift at Wendy's, came home tired, hugged her parents, said she loved them, and disappeared into her bedroom for the night. Hours later, while Mary and Dave slept, Skylar quietly slid her window open, removed the screen, and stepped out into the warm summer darkness. She wasn't sneaking out to meet a stranger. She was meeting Sheila and Rachel, the girls she still desperately wanted to believe were her friends. A car pulled up. To anyone watching, it looked completely normal, voluntary, safe, but the truth was already shifting. This wasn't a spontaneous hangout, not a midnight smoke session, not a vent to your besties moment. This was the first step in a plan those two had been building for months. The next afternoon, Skylar's father, Dave, came home early. The apartment was silent. Her bedroom door was still closed, unusual for this late in the day. But he assumed she was sleeping off her late shift. He knocked, called her name, listened, nothing. When he finally opened the door, his stomach dropped. Skylar wasn't there. He called her phone, no answer. He called Mary, maybe she's out with friends. But something felt wrong. Then Dave noticed it. The window screen shoved inside the closet. The window cracked open just enough for fingers to pull it upward. He leaned out and looked down. There, sitting in the grass, was a bench, freshly moved directly beneath her window. And suddenly everything clicked. Skylar had snuck out in the middle of the night and never came back. Later that day, Wendy's called. Skylar hadn't shown up for her shift. That was the moment everything snapped into focus. Dave dialed 911.
Long County 911, do you have an emergency?
I have a 16-year-old daughter who apparently snuck out of her room last night. She has not been home, hasn't went to work, can't get a hold of her from any of her friends. I am scared to death.
Has she done this before?
No.
Police began searching and the parents reached out to Skylar's closest friend, Sheila. "We talked last night," Sheila said. "Nothing weird. But something was weird. Very weird." Hours later, Mary suddenly remembered the apartment's security camera pointed toward the parking lot. They rushed to the office and pulled the footage. Not the corner where Sheila claimed to have dropped her off. But at 12:30 a.m., a car rolled up directly in front of the building. Skylar got in and vanished into the night. For a moment, her parents felt relief. She got in willingly. Maybe she's safe. When the police pressure increased, Sheila finally admitted something. "Yes, we sneaked out a lot, smoked weed, but we never parked right in front of our houses, always a block away." That night, she claimed she dropped Skylar off a street over and never actually saw her go inside. For Mary and Dave, the horror hit all at once. Their daughter alone in the dark, badly lit streets, possibly high, completely vulnerable. Weeks passed. Flyers wallpapered the town, search parties combed the woods, not a single real lead. And still the police kept repeating, "Teens run away all the time. She'll show up." You fragile creatures always cling to the ran-away version. It feels safer than the truth. By December, 6 months after Skylar vanished, the case felt frozen in time. But one person wasn't handling it well. Rachel. Her carefully maintained facade snapped. She began screaming, running through the neighborhood, lashing out at her own family. Her mother, terrified, called 911.
"I have an issue with a 16-year-old daughter of mine. I can't control her anymore. She's screaming. She's running through the neighborhood. Give me the phone." "No, this is over. This is over. Hurry up."
Get away from her.
"Oh, God. She just gave me a block. Oh, God. Hurry up, please."
Rachel was taken to a psychiatric facility for emergency evaluation, and when she was released a few days later, she didn't go home. She went straight to the Morgantown police station. She walked inside, pale and shaking. "I need to tell you what really happened to Skylar." Detectives moved her into a small interview room, shut the door and hit record. Everything was about to change. Rachel's confession revealed a truth more horrifying than any stranger danger scenario. This wasn't random, this wasn't impulsive. They had planned it for months. Sheila and Rachel had grown tired of Skylar. Jealousies, shifting friendships, petty teenage drama, twisted into something lethal. That night, Skylar almost said no. She felt left out, pushed aside. But after enough coaxing from the girls she still believed were her best friends, she opened her window at 12:30 a.m., slid the bench beneath it, and slipped into the night. She climbed into Sheila's car, unaware she was stepping into her own murder plot. They drove 45 minutes into rural Pennsylvania, to a spot the three of them had used before to sit, smoke, and talk about life. They settled on a small hill overlooking the trees. A familiar ritual, with one trap built in. Sheila forgot the lighter. "Sky, can you grab it from the car?" Skylar stood, turned her back, and started walking. Behind her. 1, 2, 3. The first stab hit her before she could turn. Panicked, she ran, but they tackled her, holding her down as she screamed, "Why are you doing this to me?" They never answered, only kept going. She walked into that night thinking she had friends. She died learning they never deserved her. After Skylar went still, Sheila and Rachel walked back to the car with a calmness that made the whole scene even more disturbing. They popped the trunk and pulled out their kill kit: shovels, bleach, trash bags, rags. They tried to dig a grave, but the ground was too hard. So they dragged Skylar a few meters into the woods and covered her with branches and stones, as if trying to bury their guilt under nature itself. They cleaned themselves off, got back in the car, and drove away like it was any other night. Months later, police identified Skylar's remains, and then Sheila tweeted, "We really did go on 3. Imagine killing your best friend and then subtweeting the punchline." Rachel broke first. She confessed everything, cooperated fully, and showed genuine remorse. She received 30 years with the possibility of parole in 2023, a request that was denied. Her second attempt was also rejected. 2 chances at freedom, both denied. Good. She stays exactly where she belongs. Her next chance at parole comes in 2028. Sheila, on the other hand, walked into the courtroom smiling. No remorse, no apology, just cold detachment. She was given life in prison, also with eligibility for parole someday, a haunting reminder that the justice system isn't always built for true justice. For Mary and Dave, it wasn't closure, just an answer to a nightmare they never asked for. 2 teenagers sacrificed their own future just to steal Skylar's. That level of stupidity, even I can't explain it. This case isn't just about a murder. It's about how far some people will go just to feel in control. So tell me, fragile creatures, what shocked you most? The planning, the betrayal, or that tweet? Be careful who you call your friends. And if you want more stories like this, you know where to find me. Subscribe, stay safe, and don't go on 3.